Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Cropless channel. Today I thought we'd take a stroll through this update that got released by Nuka Knights a couple of days ago. If you don't know about Nuka Knights or you don't know about his website, please go and check him out, show him some love. I don't know how this man stays on top of everything, but he is a very, very important asset to my life when it comes to Fallout 76. So definitely go and show him some love. And yeah, that's sort of the reason why I'm looking at this rather than the Bethesda one. It's just because he condenses it down into like digestible chunks that are really easy to read through, and I think it would be a good reference point for this video because I've got a bunch of stuff to talk about and it kind of follows the same flow of the article as well. So without any further ado, I hope you like this kind of laid back video where we can have a discussion. I'd love to hear your points in the comments. I'm open to having chats with you guys, so please do leave your comments. But yeah, without any further ado, let's jump into this article and we'll talk about some of the key points. So for anyone that hasn't been following the updates, essentially there's going to be a new playable class, race, build. I'm not quite sure how you can word it, but essentially this is the first time that as Fallout 76 players we will get to play as a different class. And that class is going to be as a Ghoul, which is really, really exciting. Personally, I've never had the itch to play as a different class or race. It's not something that's always been on my mind, but since sort of reading about it, since exploring some of the sort of viewpoints that people have been sharing and seeing some of the hype around what Bethesda could do in the future, whether it's super mutants, whether it's robots, it's a really exciting thing, and I think there's going to be a lot of cool ways that they can work this into the game for new players and existing players as well. So essentially, you can be immune to radiation and you'll actually be healed by it if you play as a Ghoul. And then once you get to sort of 100% health, that's when all of your buffs and your perks will kick in, so you can create new builds. So it's kind of like flipping Bloodied on its head for damage resistance and things, and there's a bunch of different perks that we can have a go through. I might not cover them in detail, purely because I'll be here talking for hours. There's some great videos by the likes of Mr. West Tech, Angry Turtle, etc., who have done some really good videos on it, so I can share some of those in the description for you guys to check out. There is one point I wanted to cover in this section of the article where Nuka Knights outlines that the re-Ghoulification process is something that you're going to have to pay for in the Atomic Shop. So from my understanding, and as it stands, you will get to do a quest to become a Ghoul. Once you've done that quest, you have the option to essentially go back to a human. But if you want to try and play a Ghoul again, or play as a Ghoul, try it out, you are going to have to pay for that luxury. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem with this, purely because I think there does need to be something in place, like a balancing act of like, okay, we don't want everyone just constantly changing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think it might be, I can sort of see the stress of that. So having it as like a paid option is something that I'm not opposed to, but I think you should give it to Fallout First players as like a perk of going for that. So whether it's once a month or, you know, you get pay for 12 months, you get a few options to change if you want to, rather than paying for it. I mean, maybe they will, like it's still early days, the update's not out yet, but I just think it would be a nice benefit to just give back to people that are already paying. I mean, in the UK it's like £12 a month, right? So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. I think it's a really cool thing. I think it's really exciting. There's also this thing about being able to boost your character by 50 levels, so you can start your character builds much quicker, which I'm not opposed to. I mean, they already did that by getting people to 20. So being able to pay for that extra boost is not something, again, I'm opposed to. But I just think there should be a certain allocation for Fallout First players who are already paying money to play the game and get a bit more variety in how they play it with things like the scrap box, the camps, etc., the portable personal tents. That's what I'm trying to say. I think this should just be an added benefit for them, and just cap it at maybe 1 or 2 a month. I think that would be a nice touch that Bethesda could do. So let's carry on. Let's look into the advantages. So there's a few that we'll go over. You've got the immunity to radioactive radiation, which I mentioned. You glow through radiation over 100%. So I think the health benefit is about 300% once you get in all your perks and stuff. So loads and loads and loads of health. You can be in a feral state, which brings advantages through Ghoul perks. There are the new Ghoul perks. Significant resistance ability. So that's going to be, like I said, hitting about 300% health. Being able to be, I guess, energy resistance maybe. There's got to be loads of different benefits from all the different perks. You've also got the strengthening of chems through Ghoul perks, so essentially there's no hunger or thirst in this feral state. It's going to be you need to take chems to keep your bar active, so it's going to be a new sort of consumable thing that you need to keep an eye on. There are going to be improvement of weak point hits through Ghoul perks, improvement of critical hits through Ghoul perks, and more specials when a Ghoul is in a team through Ghoul perks. So there's loads of different options for Ghouls like there is for normal characters that are going to have their benefits that you can structure how you need to get the best build for you. Disadvantages. So the feral state can cause disadvantages and can be improved with chems. It's kind of similar to how when you are grinding out that intelligence and you take an extra marsupial to mitigate the negative effect, kind of like that. You're not going to be able to play as bloodied. Radiation is used for healing, so it does not remain as it does as a human. This means that you cannot keep your HP at bloodied level. There will be no permanent advantages from unyielding armor. Now, I didn't know that, so that's an interesting point. So I guess like your stats aren't going to be buffed, maybe? Like the +3 at the bottom. I'll have to do a little bit more digging into that. Without a disguise, you cannot enter the interior of Creator Foundation, Vault 79, or Fort Atlas, or fast travel there. You can get the disguise from Javo in Radiant Hills. So again, this is going to play into some of the early Wastelander quests and a few of the other quests across the map or NPC interactions. As a Ghoul, you are not going to have the same experience as normal players, which is, very true to the lore of the other games. But it's cool that you can wear a disguise and sort of get past that. Power armor or bandages or similar do not currently count as disguises. Significant charisma deductions, -10 without a disguise, so that is definitely going to affect your bartering capabilities when you're in the White Springs Mall. As a result, you get bad prices from vendors. There we go. So, possibilities as a Ghoul. The Ghoul is definitely an alternative to a bloody build. Also, it offers as many advantages, simply withstand significantly more. However, this will not convince you if your main goal is XP farming and you always play with the maximum XP buffs. The Ghoul cannot offer you that. Okay, so you grind West Tech like I do, especially if you're trying to get that scoreboard done with the repeatable as quickly as possible. A Ghoul might not be for you. So I think what I'm going to do, normally I play on my main character. I might do a second character for the Ghoul. I think at least playing alongside while I'm grinding out the scoreboard on my main character, and then once I've done that, maybe have a go at converting my character to a Ghoul to try it out. It's interesting that they've sort of penalized the XP side of it. Like I understand it, especially with the unyielding armor and being at low health, for that to really take an effect, because that is a massive addition to your overall intelligence level. But yeah, interesting, very, very interesting. There's a couple of things here about the feral state. The glow, so you can control it with toxic goo, is going to be a really useful resource, and some stuff about perks as well. So let's keep it going. We've got some really cool Ghoul perk cards, which we'll have a flick through. So we've got the Brick Wall. You're now immune to staggering attacks. We've also got Arms of Steel. Your sturdy arms allow you to reduce ranged weapon recoil, increasing accuracy by 20%, and then for the rank 2 it's 40%. You've also got Breathe It In. So rad resistance is reduced by 50%. So you've got rad resistance reduced by 100, and rad resistance is reduced by 150%. So obviously that's going to affect how quickly you can get up to full health using your radiation, which is really cool. You've also got expand a small amount of glow per hit to deal 10% damage, 20% damage, 30% bonus damage to targets. Really cool. Glowing Gut, irradiated food and drink grants 100% more rads, so that's going to be really, really useful for getting, stim packs. United Ordeal, while in a team with another Ghoul, you gain +1 to all special. That's quite a good one, and then it gets up to +3 if you get it to rank 3. You've got Glowing One, storing large amounts of glow provides a small amount of glow to nearby Ghouls on your team. And you've got Medium Glow in the second rank. Mad Scientist, expending a small amount of glow per attack gives you energy weapons 10% bonus damage. That's going to be cool, especially for using the plasma, or Gatling plasma in the raids, and being able to get this. That's going to be quite a big bonus damage boost. Science Monster, while you have a glow, gain 5% bonus damage 10 seconds upon hit. And then it goes again for 5%, 10%, 15% for each rank. Really cool. Action Ghoul. The power of glow makes your AP regenerate faster. Okay, so that's Action Boy. Gun Tricks. Your enhanced reflex allow you to reload faster. Nice. 10%, 20%, 30%. Bloody Vats. Gain 10% bonus damage in Vats. Enemies may turn into paste. Okay, so they've kind of combined Bloodied Mess with can't remember, or just they've just condensed it into a Vats perk. That's pretty cool. Wild West Hands, 12% chance to instantly reload your entire magazine. See, that's quite a cool one. They're definitely going for the Ghoul Fallout TV show tie-in with some of these perks. I like it though. It's pretty cool. Glowing Hunter. Traces of glowing blood now have a 50% chance to appear on animal corpses. Okay, interesting. Hyper Reflexes. When your glow is high, gain a 15% evasion chance. So, like Serendipity, I guess. It's quite a cool one. But no power armor. Interesting. Faulty Spots. Weak point damage is increased by 15%. Very cool. Battle Genes. Gain 1 HP per second while in combat. Gain 2 HP per second while in combat. Cool. Radioactive Strength. Using at least 180 rads, your power attacks and bashing deals 100% bonus damage, 200%, 300%. It's going to be great for your melee builds, melee. Thick Skin, your body now takes 10% less damage from ballistic attacks, and then 20%, 30% for expected levels. Chem Diet, Chem Satisfying, 25% more feral, so that's going to be really useful. And there we go. So that's the perks. So loads and loads of cool options. I'm already like excited for some of these and putting a build together. I'm definitely going to do that. And then we've got some of these changed perk cards. I'm not going to go through all of these ones just because they're not directly linked to the Ghoul update, but very, very cool. I'm sure some of these are going to help play into those builds as well, but there's just so much to cover, so I'm going to skip this. Mr. West Tech did a very good video, so you can definitely check that out. I'll link it in the description if you want to watch it. And we've got some new differences to legendary effects as well. This is quite a cool thing though, so we will talk about this. So legendary mods in Fallout 76 can either be used, mounted or weapon on armor, or sold to other players or to vendors for less than their value. This is now changing. Starting with this update, you can scrap the legendary mods and receive legendary modules, depending on the stars, and a 1% chance of learning the mod. Wow, 1%. That's crazy. But really, really cool. So if you've got any 4-star legendaries, that's going to get you 24 legendary modules. So we might all eventually have unyielding Secret Service armor if we can get this many modules. Same again for the 3-star, that will give you 12, 2 stars give you 6, and 1 star gives you 3. So yeah, hold on to your modules, I guess. Obviously give everyone a chance to get them. You know, we don't want to hoard them all, but very, very cool. That's going to be a really, really good help, and hopefully make building your ideal character a little bit easier. Because the grind for modules can be a tough one. We've got some new things on power armor. Previously, you could only see your power armor in your inventory as a chassis, so you always had to rename different chassis if you tell them apart. Now you can see the complete power armor. That's pretty cool. That's going to be helpful. Because yeah, I think there's something to do about like reduced rate of all your weight, of all your armor. If you've got the chassis, so you've got multiple chassis with multiple armors, it reduces the carry weight. Really, really cool. A power armor chassis now grants you a 10% strength as soon as you get in. That's pretty cool. Carrying capacity equals base of 150 plus strength of 5. Carry more in power armor regardless of legendary mods. That's pretty cool. New power armor chassis therefore grants you an additional 50 plus carry capacity. I am not going to turn my nose up at that. That is great. Oh, the one thing I am so grateful for. Fusion cores and plasma cores in armor box. That has no discussion needed. That is just the best thing. If they're 100% charged, that's fine. Whack your fusion core charger on. Whack your plasma core charger on. We'll be laughing to the hills. I am so happy with this. Thank you so much, Bethesda. for doing this. That's great. We've got the new event, the Big Bloom. I've not really seen much of this, but I've heard a lot of people are very, very excited about it. The event is a colourful flowery event between Skyline Valley and Cranberry Bog. New enemies, a new boss, and of course new rewards await you there. I have seen some of the rewards, but I'm not going to spoil them in this. Again, it's not really linked to the Ghoul update, but very, very cool. Another exciting thing for us to check out, and that one's expected to come between April the 29th and May the 13th, so very, very cool. We've also got some new locations. We've got Point Repose, Radiant Hills, the Bulling Grub, Old Danielson's Cabin, and Hillside Cavern. So these are all going to be linked to the new Ghoul quests. Again, I've not played the PTS, so I've got no idea what that's going to be like, but very, very cool. Very, very exciting. I'm going to look forward to exploring these mountainous ranges to see what we can find. Ghoulvolution. Very, very cool. We've got some information on some buffs, combat balancing. I know pistols are going to get this massive damage boost, or a buff. That's going to be pretty cool. So maybe we'll see some more pistol builds becoming a thing. Not opposed to that. It'd be pretty cool to run around with some pistols, because I think they are a little bit left in the dark compared to some other weapons and stuff. So if you want to find out about that information, you can get that here. It's not something we really want to discuss. I just think any buff is a positive thing. New mechanic, Onslaught. This update brings a new mechanic and buff your damage enormously. Under the name Onslaught, you can now find some new perk cards, or rather changed perk cards. The Gunslinger and Gorilla perks have all been completely changed and now only serve the Onslaught mechanic. Revolvers and pistols have been buffed accordingly, so that you can now use them with more damage without perks. Okay. The Onslaught is basically a situation in which the player lands hits on one or more opponents. Okay. That's a pretty cool thing. So you can stack the perk cards, and that gives you a maximum of 20 stacks. You get plus 5% buff per stack. So with 20 stacks, you get a total of 100% damage buff. That's crazy. Okay. The perk card Gunslinger Master reverses the stack function and adds another 10 stacks. This means that when selecting the perks, the stacks are no longer counted up when a hit is made, but they count up automatically 1 per second until the maximum of 30 is reached. 1 stack is then deducted from each hit on an opponent. However, a stack is added every second. This is particularly suitable for single-shot rifles and pistols. With 30 stacks, you have a damage bonus of 150%. Oh my god. That's going to be pretty cool. Maybe we're just going to have to run a pistol ghoul build. We're just going to have to be the ghoul from the TV show. It might just have to be done. That's pretty cool. Known weapons. So we've got the railway rifle, light machine gun, the flamer, the submachine gun, the revolutionary sword, the power fist, baseball bat. I'll tell you what, right? I was playing Fallout 3, well actually I was playing Tale of Two Wastelands, which is like a mod that combines Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas together. I've been loving the power fist. I've been running around hitting everything. Super mutants, what are those horrible like centaur things? Are they centaurs? I can't remember what they're called now. But the weird like multi-limbed creatures, just sending them to the moon with one punch is awesome. I might actually do a power fist build at some point. That would be really cool. So yeah, lots of cool changes around pistols and some new perk cards again as well. Loads to jump into there. That's going to be really cool. Glowing bobbleheads. Another collectible. This seems cool. In addition to the known bobbleheads, there are now also glowing bobbleheads. These are even more rare than the normal bobbleheads of Appalachia. The spawn points are the same. However, they have no advantage. The effect of the glowing bobbleheads is the same as with the normal ones. So again, something for your collection. I wonder if that's going to add like another currency for Reddit trading. Everyone's going to be like, instead of 100 leader bobbleheads, it's going to be 100 glowing leader bobbleheads. And that's going to be like worth 1,000 or something. I don't know. That's really cool. If you want to collect the glowing bobbleheads, better hunt the mystery bobblehead boxes. Ah, so that's why everyone's been saying to save the raid boxes. That makes sense now. So I'm assuming once the update comes out, you can just like blitz through all your boxes and you'll hopefully get some of these. Interesting, there's no percentage though. of like the likelihood of you getting a glowing one yet, but they look pretty cool. And then I think this bit is just some of the rewards. I know some people have been happy with these, some people haven't. I think that some of the cool, like the kebab machine's pretty good. I like the tub, and you know, some of the skins for the weapons look awesome. But that's pretty cool. And then we've got some atomic shop items that I'm just gonna skip over. And that's where we come to the end of the article. I mean, so to summarize then, loads and loads of different build options with the new perk cards. The introduction of the sort of paid aspect of having to change back to a ghoul if you want to. You're gonna have to pay for that. I still think it should be added into Fallout First as like a redeemable benefit, even if it is only once a month or once every 2 months, whatever the case may be. I'm not sure how they would work that in, but I think it would be a really nice touch. Overall, I am super excited for this update, like really, really excited. I'm sort of new to making videos like this, so I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'd love for there to be discussion in the comments. Like, please leave your thoughts, feedback for me, or just in general for the new content that's coming out. I've got loads of exciting videos in the works, especially around building my ghoul character. We're going to go through the scoreboard and things as well, and I'm going to do some sort of like guides on how to complete some of the challenges, how you can grind out West Tech and stuff, so loads of stuff to come. But yeah, I really, really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and yeah, leave your comments below. Enjoy the new update when it comes out, guys, and I'll catch you soon. Thanks for watching.